All right, everybody, welcome back to the What's Next podcast, where we sit down with entrepreneurs, business professionals, real estate agents, talk about real estate, tech, social media, everything in between. I'm your host, Levi Casada. This is What's Next. All right, everybody, welcome back to the What's Next podcast, season 2. I'm sitting down here with one of the best real estate agents in Escondido, a family man. He is a Crash the Cougar and probably one of the best looking guys I've ever seen in a cowboy hat, Gio Ruiz. Welcome to the podcast.
Oh,
you love that?
Intro, man.
You love that? Oh, man. You like that? I looked you up, dude. I did.
That's awesome, dude.
Did you know? Did you know that your mascot was the Crash the Cougar?
No, what is that?
That's the Cal State University San Marcos.
Yeah,
You're Crash the Cougar, man. That's
I didn't know you'd know that.
Oh.
Yes.
All right. That's
awesome.
cool, man. And by the way, you are a good-looking man in a
Thanks,
cowboy
Levi.
hat.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Go to his social media. Check out his photo with the cowboy hat on.
I forgot I had that picture on there, man.
Dude. I'm partial. I'm from Tucson, dude. I'm personal cowboy, so that was cool.
Thanks,
I like that.
dude.
I was hoping you'd wear it today.
Oh,
It's just he's not wearing it today, but you go look at that photo. It's a good one.
Yeah.
So how's it going? It's a pleasure to have you.
Thanks for having me. It's awesome. Your guys' studio is really cool, and you guys are awesome. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, cool, man. Well, tell me a little bit about yourself. I know you're a family man. I mentioned that.
Right.
You know?
So, I'm born and raised in North County, San Diego. Lived there most of my life. I've lived all over San Diego, though. Point Loma, San Marcos, and then I lived in New Mexico for a little while. That's where my wife's from.
Nice. Albuquerque.
Yeah. She's from Taos, which is 3 hours north of Albuquerque. But world of difference. It was really cool living there. I'm glad I got to go. Really happy to come back to San Diego when we did them. I graduated from Cal State San Marcos, studied kinesiology.
Wow.
Mostly because I really believe movement is important.
Yeah.
And I really believe that's like something that should be incorporated in everyone's life, you know? So studied kinesiology, didn't know what I wanted to do. And then afterwards, I was doing bartending for a long time. I worked in biotech and I worked in physical therapy internship. Ended up going the biotech route. Worked with a friend of mine at a lab and did DNA extraction of plants.
What?
I didn't do the DNA extraction.
Okay.
I mean the chemicals that they used for the DNA extraction.
Yeah.
It sounds really, really cool. But I mixed, it's like, have you ever made a protein shake or have you ever made like Ovaltine or I just like dated myself with that. But have you ever made like, I don't know, protein shake, smoothie, like anything where you put a powder in like milk and stir? That's what I did, but on a professional level, I followed recipes. Like that was it. But that company got bought out. And
Wait, it didn't close?
no, it didn't close.
You didn't do that podcast?
No. So
Okay.
that company, they had like a patent on this chemical they made, and that a company from Germany bought them out.
Yeah.
And so after that, it was kind of like, okay, well, what am I gonna do? You know, like this company got bought out.
Did you always want to do movement though? Did you play sports that you always like back in the day? That's why you kind of went in that direction?
Yeah. Sports have always been part of my life. I'm super competitive, and I mean, when you're young and you don't know where to put that into, it's a lot. You know, I think this is a funny story actually. Like when I was little, the way I got like if I got in trouble, the way I would get punished was like, hey, put your bike in the hardest gear it can go in and give me 10 laps around the block.
No way. That's genius, by the way.
And it was like, oh, I'm just angsty because I have too much energy.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm being like, so whatever I was being, right?
Yeah.
So like, that's how, we would do like, I don't know, punishment, I guess. But like, that was how I grew up. So I was just used to that. And sports have always been part of my life. So when I studied, I didn't know anything about college. So I was just like, kinesiology, sports, that sounds like it goes together. Let's do that.
Yeah,
so
I was going to say.
That's kind of why I went that route. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, because you did, what'd you say, physical therapy too? Or
I worked as an intern for physical therapy, and I got my degree in pre-physical therapy. That was what I was studying.
Yeah, that's usually when you're into sports. That's why people like to go that route.
Yeah, rehabilitation. So I did track, field, soccer, all that stuff.
Football, anything, baseball?
Football, duh. Yeah, football was the big one.
Jeez.
That was like 100% the big one.
And you skipped that one.
Yeah, and that's like my favorite. Yeah.
Do you still mess around with it? Do you still play?
Dude, okay.
Well, flag football or anything?
I did until like a year ago, man. And then I realized I'm over 30. I don't want to be doing that stuff anymore.
No, dude, those are the best leagues. Okay. Those guys still compete pretty hard.
Dude, no joke. If you haven't checked them out, and and then I guess I'll do it. Like, there's a shout out for Tough Football League in San Diego. It stands for the Ultimate Flag Football League. They film every game. There's referees. They keep stats. They have a playoff system, and the winner of that playoff system plays like San Diego plays LA. The winner of that plays Dallas, Memphis, New York, all these teams in legit. A national cup.
Yeah.
And the San Diego team just won the national cup. So shout out Pericos.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know there was like a full.
Dude, it's insane. And
I did a little one when I was a little bit younger, but it was
an adult flag football league that's hyper competitive.
That's hyper competitive because even like our Jewish community center one that I was a part of, it was competitive.
Yeah, they always are.
Yeah, it's these older guys that used to play football and they still sling it, and it's like, damn.
So that's what I thought it was when I signed up, and then I signed up. I was like, oh no, this is like the best of all the other leagues. Come to this league. I don't need to be in this league. Like my finger, I think I broke it at some point. I was like, I gotta go work on Monday.
These guys are like pushing you down, like just hurling you.
Well, I played a little quarterback, so it wasn't.
So you weren't getting hit.
Yeah.
Sorry to get off track, but that
was fun. I love talking about football. So.
Yeah, I figured. So you stepped out of biotech, because they got bought out, and you were searching for the next step.
Kind of. It was so my parents are realtors. I don't know if you know that. So
I sat down with your mom and had lunch the other day.
Of course you did. Oh my gosh.
Of course I did.
Oh, that's
and
great.
I was like, geez, I'm gonna be sitting down with your son. Because I asked her, she said, well, one of my children followed me into real estate and one didn't. And then she said your name. I was like, I think I'm having a podcast with him next week.
So my parents are both realtors, and so she had said to me, hey, Gio, if you get your license, we could really use some help. And this was before we were getting bought out. It was just like something in the back of my mind. I was like, yeah, well, I'm doing this thing right now,
Right.
And she had mentioned that, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to start studying for it. And so I got my license, but I didn't do anything with it. I just had it. And so we had the biotech thing, and then she had mentioned it. So it all lined up so seamlessly. It was so weird the way it all worked out.
Serendipitous, man. That's perfect.
What other time do you have that opportunity to switch careers like that, where it just forces you to make that decision?
Now, what year was that? Like, was that during a certain time that real estate was kind of...
It was like 2015,
2015? Yeah. Okay, not too long. I mean, long ago, but not...
Yeah, so I've had my license, 6 years? So I've been doing real estate for 6 years. Wow. And it was right around then.
So you joined their team for a little bit?
Kind of. So they were... My parents are so wise in the business, and they've been in it combined like 60 years, So it's like they know a lot of different angles of it. So when I joined their team, they're like, "Hey, don't join our team. You can ask us any question you want.
Smart.
We'll always help you. We'll do everything." So yes, I was part of their team, but they also didn't brand me as part of the team. I got to brand myself.
That's perfect. Yeah.
So that was really cool, and they were great mentors. You learn a lot from them. I worked with them for 2 years, and they taught me contracts, client appreciation, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Big stuff in the business.
Big stuff. The two biggest things.
Yeah. Dude, yeah. And I learned a lot from them, and that was cool. So that was really how I got started, was they had presented this. But one thing I'll never forget was and if you're not an agent and you're thinking about going to real estate, I'm going to tell you this right now. So I'm getting comfortable to tell you this. Okay. So if you're not an agent, the one thing my mom said to me that I would tell to anybody considering wanting to be a real estate agent is, be ready to not get paid for 6 months. And if you can't do that, then you shouldn't go into real estate, because real estate is 100% commission based.
Yep.
And if you're used to a paycheck every month and benefits and all that good stuff, that's great. Then don't get into it. Yes, there's a lot of no ceiling and you can go wherever you want. But if you're not set up properly, then, you could fall just as far as you can rise.
Yeah.
So that was one thing I'll never forget. And she told me that, and I was like, well, I'm getting the severance from this company that closed down. I'm never going to be this set up to start up again.
That's perfect.
I did the math. I was like, she said if I had 6 months, this is it. Let's go for it. So.
This is hilarious, because I know you didn't read my notes, but literally one of my questions is, what advice would you give new agents? That's hilarious, but that's true. Like,
seriously.
Make sure you're set up. I mean, you got to be a workhorse too.
No, and there's no shame in doing 2 jobs. And I did 2 jobs when I first started for like 4 years.
Most new real estate agents are. They're, like you said, bartending, restaurants, because it's that time where people are not looking at homes.
Right.
And then you can go out and show, when you need to.
Yeah, and you'll know when the time's right. I mean, I missed out on a transaction because I was working at another job. And I said, I just missed out on this.
Oh, no.
Helping this family get into a home because I couldn't be there for them. And it's like, that means the time is here. I am missing out on opportunities there that I could have, but I'm here instead.
Yeah.
So when you get to that point, then that's the time where you go.
You saw the sign and you followed it.
Yeah, so you have to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did part-time here and there while I was first starting, for sure.
Yeah. So your parents, they've been in real estate for quite a while.
Oh, for forever, yeah.
And it's Aurora
And Jeff.
and I sat down with both of them. Jeff does more land stuff.
He does a lot of land stuff, dude.
By the way, I don't know where you can get them from, but he brought me some avocados. I'm gonna say, Jeff, thank you for the avocados.
Yeah.
They just ripened up, and I just had one the other day. Different from store bought. I don't know what it was. It was perfect.
Dude, yeah.
He hooked me up.
I lived at the house where that grove is, so we rented from him. So it's 100 avocado trees in Escondido, and he works with Henry Avocado, and they have like a contract. So
Henry Avocados.
Having avocados.
There you
They're
go.
probably
Plugging it
Jeff
out.
Weber avocados. Yeah.
They were so good.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Oh, that's great, dude. Well, tell me about your family. So did you meet your wife before you went to Albuquerque, or did you make that transition too?
Have you ever been to Albuquerque?
I have not.
Would you go there just randomly?
Not at all.
Okay.
So you met her. I get it. You followed her there. I get it.
So it's kind of weird the way, like, again, things just lined up. It was amazing. So my wife now, I worked at Applebee's. I was a bartender at Applebee's. That's where I started bartending. And she was working as a server there. And she had just gotten hired. And I was like, oh, what's up? You know, you seem cool. So I don't know if anybody has worked in a restaurant.
I've been around it, but yeah, it's...
You like all become friends.
You all party. It's because they all party afterwards,
friends, You like say what's up. And so she was there. She was doing like 6 months of just online classes. She lived in New Mexico and was going to University of New Mexico, but was like, I'll do online. My dad lives in San Diego. I'm going to go kick it in San Diego for a while. So she came over here, got a job while she was going to school. Yeah. She was, and it just so happened, she would ended up working the closing shifts, and bartenders always close. So I would close up shop. And then one day I was like, hey, like, you want to go grab a drink after work? Like, it was a crazy shift and I just want to like hang out. And I don't work tomorrow. So let's just go kick it. She's like, okay, let's go. So we went and hung out and that was it. Like, listen to music. I thought she was really cool. And then from there it was it. And then she went back after those online classes to New Mexico. I had graduated. I was just bartending. I was like, I can get a bar job anywhere. Like, I'm not tied here. Yeah. So I moved to New Mexico and bartended at the airport there, which was really cool.
Was it really? Oh, you meet new people all the time.
Oh my gosh.
That's cool.
Like, bartending at airport's like a whole thing. Like, you could have a show off that, I think. You see so much stuff.
100%.
Yeah.
I think you were built for this industry then, because talk about customer service and talking to everybody from everywhere. Yeah. I mean, that's got to be, not everybody can do that. So
absolutely. I think you learn how to talk to different types of people, and the biotech helped too. Like, the attention to detail, man. I'll never forget. I was making this one chemical, and it was my first time I took over as the lead. You know, so I was in charge of making sure everything got out on time, and everything's very detailed there. As point is like, hey, we need this chemical done by this date, and it needs to be started by this date because it takes 2 days to make it. Yeah, it has to mix for 48 hours on heat, and then this. Well, my trainer at the time had told me this is a chemical that's used for DNA stuff. So make sure none of your stuff gets in here. Like, we had to wear like coats, glasses, and hair to stay. Yeah. There was like a vacuum thing in the room. I was working under a hood, and it takes like 6 hours to make this thing. It's my whole day. Closing up for the day, and I look in there and I just see my hair spinning around in it. No. And I was like, oh my gosh. So looping it back to real estate, it's like sometimes stuff happens.
A hair comes in
into a transaction or whatever. It's like, I did everything right, but I thought I did, but something happens, right? And then it's that conversation heading to the rest of the teams and being like, hey guys, we're going to be delayed because something happened with this chemical. That's a really hard conversation to have.
100%.
Right? So, and then you learn how to have those, and all that translates into real estate too. Like, customer service, yes, I can provide customer service, but I also learned detail orientation and having some tough conversations.
100%.
Absolutely.
Well, the same thing when we moved to Dallas for a year from Tucson. We were born and raised in Tucson, my wife and I.
Cool.
Moved to Dallas, and we sold our house in Tucson. The real estate agent, we weren't in this industry yet. And sure enough, we move, we take the curtains down. Well, the curtains were written into the contract. So it's like little details. And the poor agent had to pick up that tab. Yeah. Because I was like, I can send them back, but if they're coming from Dallas now, they're back there with us. Or, I can't remember what we did with them. Right. But yeah, it was just like, that was the details that you kind of learn as a new agent. Absolutely. He was younger, but that's cool that you already kind of knew that hair got in the way, man. Did you wave your hand and be like, sir, there's a hair? No,
I saw it and I was just like, dude, that really sucks. Like, I just spent all day making this. I'm definitely doing that again tomorrow. And the way it works out is like, you only order enough product to make a certain amount of things. So I was like, I hope we have enough of this thing that we never use. Like, So it all worked out. It was good. I had a conversation with my boss at the time, and it was cool. But I'll never forget that because it's like sometimes
it's a great analogy.
You think you do everything right, but you never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
It's the smallest thing.
Right. Yeah.
Smallest thing that just kind of throws it through there.
It's wild. So yeah, and then that does translate to real estate. Well, I guess to answer your question, that's kind of what you were asking me.
Yeah. Well, and now, so you moved back from Mexico. You're here. You're in Escondido. Mm-hmm. That's your home base.
Absolutely.
Love that town.
North County, San Diego. Let's go.
You have you have a son.
Yes.
Almost 2.
Yes.
You have a dog, by the way, which is one of the most handsome dogs I've ever seen.
Dude, he's huge.
He's huge. I've never seen a golden doodle that big. That's a big dog.
Okay, fun story about the doodle. Like, we were told he'd be like 50 pounds.
Yeah.
And
that's not a 50-pound dog.
No. And we got him, and I was like, okay, well, maybe like 50 pounds just looks different. You know, he kept getting taller, getting taller. 75 pounds rolls around. I was like, this dog is not going to be 50 pounds. He's now 75. And he's also one of the tallest dogs I've ever seen.
He's a monster. He's a monster.
He's awesome.
He's awesome. Okay, so I got to ask, though.
Mm-hmm.
The name.
Yeah.
Why Rocky?
Rocky, from Rocket Raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay. That's, most people would name it because of the boxer Rocky, but they name boxers. So I was just wondering, like, I don't know if you're
I'm a huge
Rocky.
Marvel fan. Like,
okay,
so,
Marvel. Okay,
yeah,
good.
so we were in the car. It was the day we were picking up, our dog, and we still didn't know a name. We were going through all of them. And I was like, well, what about Rocket? And she's like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. And I was
Rocket's
like,
pretty cool.
And we can call him Rocky. I was like, we don't have to, we can call him whatever we want. She's like, okay, yeah, let's do Rocky. And so that was before I realized, like, 80% of dog owners name their dog Rocky. So. Yeah. Anyways,
they do.
Yeah. So
I was like, well, it's because of the film or
that's cool. He's awesome. He's really cool.
So what do you guys do? So you got this little nice, beautiful family, by the way.
Thank you.
What do you guys do in Escondido to have fun? What do you do?
Ooh, dude, no one's ever asked me that.
Today's the day.
I love it.
This is you. This is your town. This is what it's going to bring.
Yeah. So
connect you to people.
If it's summer, we're going to Grand Avenue. Cruising Grand's really great. There's live music on the corners. You can go up and down Grand, look at old classic cars. That's really fun to do. We love checking out new restaurants, anything that opens up, coffee shops as well. We'll go to the park with our sons. There's a lot of great park options.
Are you a coffee snob?
I'm not a snob.
Yeah.
I'm more of an ambiance snob, though, for sure.
Yeah, you like
Yeah,
like
if
it feels.
this is like the most millennial thing I can say, but if the vibes aren't there, then I'm out. Like,
I got you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be nice. Like, and if I don't mind paying the $4 for a coffee if the chairs are nice, the paint's
I don't know where you're getting $4 coffee from though. Like, what place is that?
Is this pre-inflation?
$4 for maybe the milk if you want milk in it. Oh, you want milk? Oh, okay. Plus $4.
Escondido does have some pretty cool coffee shops.
That's
you got
good.
Coffee, The Kettle, and Manzanita Roasting Company just on Grand Avenue. That's 3 really great options.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get your coffee.
Yeah.
You walk around. Where else do you go? You hit the car show. Got your coffee.
Yeah,
you got your dog.
If you're feeling something sweet, Esco Gelato is another local place. They make really good gelato. There's different flavors all the time. They have coffee, and they have actually really good paninis, which is kind of weird because it's called Esco Gelato. But
yeah.
They have good sandwiches, great spot for lunch or dessert. We went there last night for dessert. We were just feeling something sweet. So
well, that's smart because I always feel like if you have one thing like ice cream, it's like a certain time of day that you really only want ice cream. So it's like, how do you fill that time? Well, let's do some paninis or coffee
and sandwiches.
So you got to kind of, you got to pay to keep the lights open.
Absolutely.
So,
Another great place is, Sunshine Kitchen, I think it's called. They were like on Yelp, like top 100 places to eat.
Really?
Yeah, like for 2 years in a row.
Dude,
the breakfast sandwiches are insane. And they also make these little mini cookies that are absolutely delicious. So you got to check those out. Yeah.
Trouble.
Yes.
So you found that. What do you do at night? Anything at night?
At night.
Some cool spots?
Yeah, there's all sorts of cool stuff, But when you have a 2-year-old, it's hard to get out too much at night.
100%.
Right? So before we would go out, check out either areas by the mall. There's a couple cool bars or, we would venture out. There's a lot of cool stuff in North County. Vista, San Marcos have a lot of great new restaurants and bars. And San Marcos in general caters a lot more to that college crowd that's out a little later. So they have a lot of really great restaurants to go out to.
Okay.
Downtown Oceanside, too, North County, if you're talking about
it's California, but all dog friendly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the thing about golden doodles is they're very active breeders. So not everyone...
Active breeders.
Greeters.
Oh, greeters. Okay,
yeah, they're they aggressively say hello.
Okay.
And so it wouldn't be so much if my dog wasn't so big, but because he's big, a lot of people get scared of him.
Yeah.
Which I think it's...
I understand that.
He's so fluffy, but it's a big animal, right?
Right.
So... we don't take him out as much as we used to now that he's fully grown because, like, he is a lot.
He's hyper.
hyper.
excited,
And when he
yeah.
says hi to people, some people get a little nervous.
Yeah. You got to get him on that bike on the hardest speed is what you need to do.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Well, I one-wheel him around, man. Like every day. I one-wheel with him around my community every day. Yeah, it's great. And he loves it.
You love the one wheel?
I love it. Yeah, it's fun.
It's so much fun.
It's fun.
Okay. We're going to one wheel after this.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're going to get Nathan on this one wheel.
Yeah.
We're going to see. We're going to videotape it, and we're going to see if he eats it or not.
Yeah, I'm down. Let's do it. You know what else we do too is Escondido has a lot of really cool breweries. And so we got Stone, we got
Stone was originated out there.
Like
that's the best one.
Craft brewing capital, man.
I have a picture of me like looking in the window before they opened that.
Really?
Yes, of just the brewery itself. It was just the warehouse.
That's insane.
And they just weren't open that day for tours and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh man, I came all the way I was in Tucson at that time. I came all the way to San Diego and they weren't open.
Well, I think.
And then they got their gardens now.
What time was that at? What year was that?
I might have been just 21, 2001.
So like I feel like they were one of the first craft beer places.
100, yeah.
Right? So
yeah,
they're
they
like
were
the godfathers of craft IPAs, you know, pale ales, all that stuff. And it's right there in North County, San Diego.
Yeah.
Like, there it is. They have 2 great tasting rooms, one in Escondido, Oceanside. Check them both out. They're really cool, unique, different than any tasting room I guarantee you've been to. We also have another great brewery on Grand called Little Miss Brewing. They're awesome. They have 5 locations in San Diego.
I've never heard of them.
I hadn't either until they opened in Escondido, and then I wanted to go to all of them.
Okay, so
they're all different things.
Can you find them in stores?
No.
Okay, so you have to go to
You got to go to the tasting rooms, and they're awesome. Little shameless plug here. I did an interview with the sales rep for Little Miss Brewing on my podcast if you want to check them out. But yeah, they have 5 locations. They're all themed after World War II allies. So the one in Escondido's USSR, there's one Little Italy, downtown San Diego, and Mira Mesa. There's a bunch of them. So they're really cool. I would highly recommend them too. So we'll check those spots out from time to time.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I like craft beer like that. Like I grew up on like Mexican beer and stuff from Arizona, but you come out here, it's like IPAs, and you're like, oh, what the heck? And then like a year later, like, I love IPAs.
It's
like,
so funny because when you start, you're like, these are pretty rough, man. And
they kind of taste like deodorant. Like that's like a
I
fruity.
Know what deodorant tastes
no,
like.
but I just smell. You know, it's like, oh, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But
it grows on you.
It grows on you for sure. Like I still got family that comes out from Arizona. They're like, oh, give me the Modelo. I'm like, oh, dude, you don't know beer. Like they're so far behind.
Modelo's pretty good though.
Yeah. Okay. So with that, you know, do you put? We're going to talk about your social media.
Okay.
Your social media is one of the best social medias I've seen.
That's really nice of you to say. Thank you so much.
You know, we were talking about it outside the podcast room, and you're kind of second guessing it, but I think you're doing a great job. And that's how I found out all this great stuff about you. That's the thing.
Yeah, that is like, you didn't know a lot about me.
Yeah, that's where I'm like, hey, you know, your kid's name and your Rocky. It's all out there. It's all out there. So, what do you do to get to that level? Like me. For one, like I'm nervous behind cameras.
Sure.
And, you know, that's why you gotta have a little liquid courage sometimes.
Of course.
How did you get to that point where you get past that awkwardness? Like, what's that? You know, this day and age, people are just born with their phones on them now. But for that older generation,
right?
Like myself, I'll date myself. I said it already. I'm 41. You know,
I would not have guessed that. By the way. Like,
I appreciate that. I'm so far behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to get to that point where I get comfortable behind the camera.
Sure.
And do that. When did you feel comfortable and just
start
start doing it?
I still don't. Like you don't. You don't feel 100%. I still second guess everything. You can ask my wife. I send her videos all the time. I'm like, is this okay to post? What do you think of this? She's like, dude, what are you doing? Just do it. But in general, it's like people who hit home runs or play in the National Football League, whatever pro you respect.
Yeah.
How many times do you think they practiced?
Right.
They did it, right? So it's like,
True.
Just post it. A C-level video is better than an A+ one if you're going to post more Cs.
Yeah.
Right? So just post it, and eventually you'll get good at it. I still don't think, like, that's really nice of you to say, and I really appreciate it.
You know, I talked to Nathan, and Nathan, you know, and I looked at all your social media, man. It looks good. That's how I said.
Yeah, so, like, you don't ever, it's not like you're like, I got this video, I got it. Man, it's still got to be a little bit of like.
There's a lot of people out there that do that though. That's pretty.
Yeah, and one big trick is like, don't think of it as a camera. Imagine it's a friend of yours with one eye, and then like you're looking. You just present it somebody's. When I first started, would envision someone who I liked talking to that I felt comfortable around, and be like, that's just their eyeball, and I'm just going to tell a story to them. You know?
Yeah.
And then it goes, and I looked at a video I made my first year, and I couldn't believe I made that video. I was like, man, I'm deleting that off
Really?
my phone. Yes, I hate that video.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah, but it's like I did it. And if I hadn't made that one, then I wouldn't make the one I made yesterday or today.
Yeah.
So you have to make, it's just like stacking blocks, right? You can't get to the top block unless you do the first one.
I get it.
So that's really all it was somebody told me, hey, I liked your video. That was cool. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I thought it was pretty good too. So I guess that's it. I'm just going to do another one.
You just do another one. And you just roll from there. Do you get your ideas? Like, where do you get your ideas from?
Oh, man, I get ideas from everywhere. We'll just be, it's crazy because randomly you'll get a stroke of that idea juice.
Just hit you like in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
like,
and if you hang out with me or we're sitting around, all of a sudden I'll start going off on you. And I'm like, hey, you know what would be really cool is if we did a video where I came out of this and you did this and we talked about this and how it ties to real estate in this way, and then you could screen in from this. You know, it's like you get ideas like out of nowhere. But I'll scroll, see other people, what they're doing. There's influencers I like or people who also content create, and I'll see what they're doing. I'm like, I could do that for real estate. I like that. I think you were talking about that one I did. That was a press conference for a sports show.
Love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I love sports,
so cool.
like we just talked about, right? And I could relate to that. And then I saw a dad do it about like when you're watching, if watching a baby had a press conference.
Oh yeah, I've seen the dads.
It's like two dudes doing dad stuff. Yeah. So they did that. Oh
man, I came out of that. Yeah, so that changing a diber. Or
yeah, and I was like, I could do that for real estate. Like, let's do it. And then there was another guy, another reel I did that was I really love it. I think it's one of my funniest ones. Was it was when mask mandates first got lifted.
Yeah.
And it was now that mask mandates end, how I'm going into stores. And it was a guy like ripping off his mask, and he was and it was like the WWE music playing behind him, like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna do that, but for open houses. So I was like, oh, how I'm going to open houses now that mask mandates are lifted. And I'm like ripping off my mask. I pound like a energy drink on camera, and it got all over me. Like I fully committed. You only get one take with that.
You only get one take.
So
multiple shirts.
Yeah, so like stuff like that, or in general too, I've had people send me questions or questions I get asked. If you get asked a question more than 2 times, that means you need to do a video about it. It's kind of how I approach things.
Oh, smart. Yeah, that's awesome.
My approach.
You said something about your open house. Tell the viewers about your first open house. I love that story. I love that story. Did you guys hear that story? Oh,
you haven't heard this?
Oh my goodness! You got to go back. You got to look at this guy's social media.
I know.
I'm telling you. When I go,
Levi, that's what's up.
Tell him your story, man.
Oh my gosh! So, great mentors in the office. I was asking around, and I worked with my parents, and they didn't have an open house. But I said, hey, what's open house all about? And they're like, just go ask agents if you can help them with their open house.
Right.
Really good friends of mine, Terry and Bill. They had a listing, and they said, yeah, you can come to my open house. So they're also a couple team, and I went with Bill to do the open house, and we're doing the open house. My wife drops me off because I didn't know like I'm supposed to have my car or not. So I was like, just drop me off. I'll help put out signs and then come pick me up when it's over.
Right.
And so we're doing the open house, and goes smoothly, whatever, normal open house. Now that I know what open houses are like, the house itself was normal. Towards the end, he goes, hey, I'm going to go pick up the signs. Just stay here in case anyone comes last minute. So I stay there. And he comes back, and he's like panicked, like white. And I was like, oh, shoot, something happened. Like, he looks different. He goes, Gio, get in. He like whispers to me, get in. I'm like, why are we whispering? Like, it's quiet. And I can tell your time. And he like points at his ear and tells me to listen. And we're in the car. And I hear Terry like kind of like moving around. He goes, that's my wife. She's on the phone. That's my wife. She's on the phone. So I'm listening, and like you hear clattering, like clanging, and like just like a lot of violent movements. Like someone's like frantically ripping apart a house is what it sounds like.
Oh, man.
And he goes, she called me. I think someone's in our house right now. She called me. I think someone's in our house. And she called me just to warn me, like, so we got to get there. We got to get there. So he goes, okay, start digging through the back. There's a couple hammers back there.
Okay.
And as I'm like turning around to look, we're like hauling on the street. Like I'm like looking out the window, I'm like, dude, I don't even drive this fast when I'm late. Like we're going fast, weaving through traffic. We hop on, we ran a red light like to turn onto the freeway, and then we get on the freeway and we're zigzagging. And then he goes, call the cops. So I call the cops. I call my wife and I tell her, hey, she had just pulled up as we left to pick me up, and I told her, hey, something's going on. Just lock yourself in this house. We'll be back. So she locks herself in the empty house. And then we leave.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so we, long story short, we get there, and as we're pulling up, we're strategizing. He goes, you go around back with the hammer. I'm going to knock on the door, and that way the attention will be on the door, and you'll be able to come around back. I was like, oh, my God.
And you were gonna do the job.
And
if you had to.
I'm like shaking. I grabbed this hammer. And then the call ends and she calls back. She goes, oh, no, it doesn't end. She just goes, oh, hey, honey, what's going on?
Oh, my goodness.
And we're like, what? Are you okay? You know, his voice is shaking. He's like nervous. I'm like shaking.
Yeah, you guys are about to SWAT team this house.
Yes.
Like,
and she goes, oh, no, I must have called you on accident, butt dialed you, and I have a movie playing really loud because I was just really enjoying it. So, yeah, that was it. So then that was my first open house.
all of them been normal. All of them been normal ever since, though.
Yes, after that. And then later on, the cops ended up going to her house, and then we're like, what's going on here? You know?
How do you explain that to the cops?
Yeah, they told them, and she goes, so I have a pretty funny story. You know, that's how she started.
Oh, man, like, there's no violence. Yeah, they just separate them and ask them different questions.
It was great. So they're awesome. I've learned a lot. I learned a lot from them, too. They've been great mentors for me. But
And that was early on, too. So your wife was like, are you sure you want to do this? Like,
yeah. I mean, she was, bless her heart, she just went into the house and locked the door and, like, waved. I was like, okay, we'll be back. I don't know when.
Oh, man. Well, I love that story. That's
Thanks,
a great
man.
story.
Yeah.
And I only found that on your Instagram. So check him out, dude. Check this guy out. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
You're doing great. And you strive to keep doing stuff, right? You're going to keep going, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I feel like that's just how people do things now. You
Yeah.
know, your Instagram is your website.
Yeah. Do you think that you get more like are people going to your followers, are they going to you feel like that's something that they're going to use you because they hear your name or they see you or they follow you?
That's a great question. I think that's why I started it, right, was to get more business, but it got to the point where it was like I enjoy doing it. It's fun. I get those creative ideas.
Yeah.
And then also it's you build a relationship with the people who follow you and they get to know you. And I think people are more likely to do business with someone who likes you and trusts you.
Of course.
Right? So you already knew a little bit about me and we were able to connect, and I feel like in the time we've been here, we've progressed our relationship as friends faster than like it would have if I'd never met you, right? So
for sure. If I came in here not knowing you on social media, asking all these questions, it would have been an interview that was not as fun.
Right. Oh, sure.
You know, it would have been like, oh, where are you from?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah. So am I. Yeah, I like that. Oh, football? Yeah. I'm a football fan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. No, social media is. And we were talking about this out there that people, if they're going to use you, they're going to go and check you out first.
Right.
So you have to have a presence.
I mean, okay, like we were talking about this a little bit, but let's take it a step further. So you said sometimes you buy stuff on Amazon, you look at the reviews, right?
Right.
I do that too. But now I'll go to a restaurant and I'll look at the menu. I'll look at the reviews. I'll look at photos of the restaurant. So I'm like, oh, cool. I hope we get a table outside.
Oh, okay.
I hope we get a table by the fireplace, you know. Or my sister looks at everything on the menu, photos of it before, and she wants to know what she's going to order before we go there.
Dang.
And I think that's a lot of like our generation in general is we have phones, we have the internet. It's all there.
Right.
Why not use it? And
True.
You're going to do the research to know what are you going to expect before you get there. So that's I think the purpose of social media and why I strive to deliver kind of like that relationship on there is because I want to know what people to know who and what they're going to get before we get to that point.
Right.
So,
well, I talked about it with another an agent here, and even I keep saying older, wiser generation. You know, we've all started out. I started out with a cellular phone, the brick Zach Morris, the big, Saved by the Bell phone.
Yeah.
And you go from that, and you don't have the text message and stuff like that, and then you get this new phone. You're like, a BlackBerry? What's the BlackBerry? And I can actually like have
Dude, the whole keyboard.
Yeah,
on there,
the whole keyboard. But I didn't know what to do with the keyboard on this. Is like you said, like. So you're so anti, like you kind of look at it and be like, I can't get there. I like just being able to open my phone and just call, and that's all I want to use my phone for. And that's how that generation was. And now we're FaceTiming with grandkids, or you know what I'm saying. So it's coming. I mean, it's all it's the same thing. Social media, it's there. You're gonna have to do it. I mean, everybody. And you're, like I said, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Keep it up. We love seeing photos of you and your family. And Escondido, man, are you ready for a little test of your hometown?
Oh, let's go.
Okay. We asked Nathan. Do you want to introduce Nathan, by the way? Because I've said his name a couple times.
Yeah.
How do you know Nathan? How do you know Nathan?
Nathan, I also met through social media, and then he came in through our office, and I felt like I already knew him. I was like, this guy's cool. I get along with him. Like, he seems like what's up. So, Nathan works with New Venture Escrow, and he's an awesome representative. Whenever I have a question, he's my go-to guy. I always ask him whatever we need, and he takes care of us. So that's
awesome.
Kind of how I know Nathan.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. He's a good guy. I know him too. He's standing right in front of me. What a beautiful looking guy. Look at him.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, see, he's got a mic now.
now
Dude. Brought you
Leveled up.
I just
brought
leveled
you
up
to the
from
show.
pushing the record button, asking some questions.
So I asked Nathan. Do you go by Nathan or Nate? Which one do you like?
I prefer Nate. It's
for sure.
uncomfortable
I know.
every time you say Nathan.
I do
No, I'm
say
kidding.
Nathan.
I don't care.
It is a little bit though.
It
you
is.
weren't kidding.
No, you can see
kinda
it in
weird.
his face. Yeah. So I asked him to do some questions about Escondido. He might throw in a few extra. I did look at the list. I did not cheat and know the answers.
Okay.
You might have answered one.
He
Early
answered
on?
already.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous
But
for
I still forgot.
So Gio, don't hint any answers that you know, like for a fact. Just let's see what he says.
Yeah. So multiple choice or true and false. Write it down on here, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3, and we'll shell it.
Are we doing like one at a time or all at once?
No, one at a time.
Okay.
One at a time.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna take Madison here too is also in here. She's gonna keep score.
Oh, okay.
All right.
She looks like she knew she was doing
Yeah,
that.
she says no. Yeah, 1-1. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
just use your hands. Yeah,
There we go. So this is everything Escondido. Well, we tried to do everything Escondido.
Yeah,
there's a few
some,
questions.
Yeah, there's some gems in here. That
Let's
are
go
gonna be
for it.
fun.
Let's go for it. Let's go
do
for it.
All right, question number 1. This is just to start us off.
Okay, an easy one.
Why is Escondido called Escondido?
Oh man.
A. Escondido means hidden and was probably chosen because of the valley surrounded by the foothills.
Okay.
B. Escondido was discovered by Juan Bautista de Escondido in 1776 and was named after him, Pablo Escobar's distant relative. C. Escondido was known for its great climate to grow wine and was called Escondido because it means between the vineyards. And D. It was named Escondido because of its accessibility to the neighboring cities.
Okay. Nate, really, you start out with the hardest one?
I think that's pretty easy.
That's not I mean, I'm not a native, so this guy, if he doesn't get it, Gio, you better get it, man.
It is kind of a tough one.
Okay.
But
you go by the longest one? Because remember we talked about multiple choice. You go by the longest one.
Now I wish I hadn't told you that tip. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. B kind of sounds out there, but makes sense. Like, I don't know if you made that up.
So you're going with
I don't
Pablo
know.
Escobar's distant relative?
I mean, think about all the wineries in Escondido.
Oh,
too.
don't give me any hints. All right, let's go.
All right.
Ready? 1, 2,
Let's see your
3.
answers. Okay, so
Oh, man.
Gio is correct with Escondido means hidden, and it was chosen because of the valley is surrounded by foothills.
You threw me off, dude.
C,
I did. I'm
Escondido
sorry.
is...
You threw me
You were
off.
going for wine. He wants a glass of wine, I think,
He
right
said
now.
wine, and I was like, all
That
right.
was definitely some head games right there.
100%. All right, 1-0.
I picked the wrong answers, too, so you got to think about that.
I believe that Pablo is in part of Escondido.
Yeah, he is. In spirit.
All right, I'm down 1-0. Let's go.
All right, second question is a true or false?
Oh, this is, I got 50% chance here.
Escondido gets snow regularly in the winter.
I checked I watched a video.
Oh, you cheating?
Wait. No, I didn't look for the answer, but I saw a video. I don't know if he was in Escondido at the time.
I know what video you're talking about.
There was snow falling.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go.
Oh man.
I'm gonna go true.
Definitely false.
It's for sure false. It's happened, but it's very rare.
Not in
Gosh.
the time I've lived there. Yeah.
Why did I think that was true then? That threw me off.
That was Descanso, which is like the most east you can go in San Diego County.
I probably should have looked at like where you were.
Yeah, it's all good. That was
Look
good,
at the
man.
location, but I did see the video.
Yeah, that was good.
Levi,
Darn it.
you are already starting off bad.
Yeah.
so,
Okay. I should probably use my brain a little bit more
Yeah,
than
you
just
gotta go,
what,
you
like.
gotta go. Think through
Yeah.
it.
Here we
All
go.
right, another true and false. True or false. California's first millionaire was actually from Escondido.
Oh,
That's a good one.
Is a good one.
San Diego's.
No, California.
Oh, California's. Dang, Nate. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You already got it?
Yeah.
Oh, you just put it on there.
Oh, both said false. No, it is true.
Oh.
Yo, shout out Escondido.
I could
Sam
have.
Brannon.
What's
I
his
don't know what
name?
he does. His name's Sam Brannon.
Hey, the Millionaire Club. Who doesn't matter?
I did not
Yeah,
know that.
exactly, right?
Hey,
Today I learned.
the first. Hey,
In
you're
California,
gonna learn
that's
something.
a big deal.
That's a big deal.
That's
Yeah.
a big deal. That's what I was. The What's Next podcast. You're gonna learn something new.
Yep.
Here we go.
All right, next one.
I'm down
What-
2-0.
What is the city motto? A, city away from it all.
Ooh.
B, city of hidden beauty. C, city of choice. And D, city to call home.
Ooh. I don't.
Oh, man, these are all straight up answers. No funny ones.
I know. All right. I'm
You wanna
I'm
repeat
picking
them?
one. Did you pick one?
Yeah, I picked one.
Oh, you already. All right, here we go.
All right, Gio's coming in with the right answer again.
Oh, what was
City of choice.
City of choice?
Yeah.
What was B?
B was city of hidden beauty.
Which
See?
is what I feel like it should have been
It
because
should have
Escondido
been.
means hidden. Yeah, so
It's hidden.
Yep. Sorry.
Nate, I just
That's a
feel like
good
these
one.
are not correct.
All right.
I'm down 3-0.
All right. What is the famous car show every Friday night in Escondido?
Okay, I should have been paying attention, but give me a. Okay.
Yeah,
He's
you
got-
should have been
let's
paying
see.
attention.
it's
for
multiple
sure.
choice. You'll
It is
remember.
on
You'll
the-
remember.
A. Good Guys of Escondido. B. Cruisin' Grand. C. Classic Cars and Babes.
Ooh, I like that answer.
That might be it.
D. Pine Sol Classics.
Yeah.
All right.
All right,
You
yeah.
remembered
Hey,
me
I'm a
by-
good
you
host.
remembered,
I'm a
yeah,
good
you-
host.
you
I
mentioned it
listened. All
earlier,
right.
So it's all good.
That was cool. We didn't prompt that. Like we knew.
That was good.
All right, I got a point. I'm on the board. I didn't get skunked.
He's
That's
on
all
the
that
board.
matters.
Gio just shows he's actually paying attention.
Yeah.
All right. What is the most popular tourist attraction in Escondido?
Oh, I know this one.
Oh, I like it. I think. Go ahead.
No.
Okay,
You know.
A. San Diego Zoo Safari Park. B. Stone Brewery.
Oh, now I don't know.
C. The Escondido Mall. D. Just driving to the beach.
Okay.
I think
I like
D is
this.
real the right answer,
I like it.
but I think I know what you want.
Okay.
Okay, hold on now. There are a lot of people that like beer,
Yes.
but there are a lot of kids that like the safari park.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with A. I feel like you,
yeah, you guys got it.
but I feel like after you go to A, you're definitely going to B.
Or you're getting beat at A.
Yeah, B's going is happening after that. You're going to Stone after that.
Yeah.
Spending all day with the kiddos at the park. All right,
Love it.
2-5. Oh my goodness. All right,
it.
I don't know if I can catch up. Maybe the last question will be
This
worth
is
a
Brady
lot.
and the Falcons.
Well, we actually have a few more. So.
Okay,
True or
let's see.
false? In the North Hills of Escondido, a Buddhist monk teaches the art of Zen.
In the northern hills,
I worded this one.
are there hills in
Northern
Escondido?
Hills of Escondido, a Buddhist monk teaches the art of Zen.
Dude, you're killing
this is
me.
a tough question.
That's a tough one.
Mhm.
I mean, all right, ready?
All right,
One,
ready,
two,
go.
three.
True.
I just feel like did you know that?
Yeah.
So,
I thought so.
So I'm-
Deer Park Monastery is a sanctuary that's over 400 acres, and it's only under 3 in direction of a Zen teacher. His name's Thick Nat, which sounds funny because Thick Nate. I don't
Thick
know.
Nate.
Oh, okay.
Well, you're not Thick Nate.
I mean, I'm pretty skinny, hopefully, but yeah.
I don't know how to react to that.
Yeah, no. I prefer
Dude, how
not
do you?
to.
What's the score now? You can't even count it on his. Yeah, 6-2.
6-2, all right.
I mean, you're good.
Thanks, man.
Did you? You only missed one. And it was a tough one.
Yeah, that was
okay.
a tough one.
All right, we're taking it away from Escondido
Let's
now.
go.
All right,
The
I think I got it.
documentary movie Iron Man
Oh.
was created about which celebrity? A. Tony Stark. B. Vin Diesel. C. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Or D. Robert Downey Jr.
Okay, but it's a documentary of Iron Man, not the movie
Wait,
Iron
Rick,
Man.
can you repeat the question?
I like that you're a Marvel
The
fan, by the way.
documentary movie Iron Man was created about which celebrity?
Oh, I'm ready for this.
Okay.
You know it?
Yeah. I think. I could
A.
be wrong.
Tony Stark. B. Vin Diesel. C. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Or D. Robert Downey.
Wait, is Robert? Is it kind of thrown in there that
The whole thing is kind of, this whole question has more layers than I thought it did.
it definitely has more layers?
Yeah, there's a lot of layers here.
All
Go for it. I'm
right,
ready.
all
Let's
right.
do
Are
it.
you ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3.
All
Yeah.
right. Yep.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's Arnold. Get to the chopper.
Oh, really? Oh man.
It's like about
Wait, did you see?
weightlifting,
Did you? It's about weightlifting.
right?
Oh yeah, there's this scene where he's like after he won Mr. Olympia, he's like on the couch
Oh.
smoking a joint, eating fried chicken legs.
I did not
So
hear
it's
the
about-
documentary comment the first time he asked, so I was just going straight Iron Man.
You were going Iron Man.
Yeah, and then you said documentary. I was like, wait, I didn't know. I didn't hear that part.
Oh, this
so
was Arnold's best
it
days.
was about lifting, not about
Yep.
Tony Stark flying around. Nate, you just throwing those
That
out
was a good
there.
one, yeah.
That was a good one.
I tried.
I scored on that one, but I didn't get any ground.
All
That's
right, all right, we're heading into football here.
okay.
Let's go.
The NFL. Super Bowl winning Russell Wilson just got traded to which NFL team? A, the Titans. B, the
Titans.
Broncos.
I think it's the Broncos.
C,
No.
the Chargers.
Oh, Chargers.
Or D, the Patriots.
Chargers. Chargers need Russell Wilson.
You know what it is.
Chargers need Russell Wilson.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, yeah, all right. You guys got it.
I just want to let you know really quick.
Broncos needed it.
Well, I'm a Broncos fan.
Okay.
I don't know if you knew that. That's when you picked that question. I was like,
Oh, you were trying to throw me off.
I was trying to throw you off. Are you a Chargers fan?
No.
Really? Who do you follow?
I follow my fantasy football team.
Oh, no. You're that generation? You don't have a team?
No, we got left. The Chargers left, and if they come back, then they're here. But that's
we're going to talk about fantasy after this.
Right.
I'm a forced Broncos fan with my wife.
Are
She's
you?
from Colorado, so.
Not a boy. I knew I liked you.
Yeah, you see?
Okay.
There was something. All right.
Is this the last question?
Last question.
Okay, this is worth, how many am I down?
You're down like 4.
Okay, I'm down 4.
Oh,
so I'm down 4.
This is 4.
Okay,
This is, I can wager. So wait. Do I have 4 points? How many does he have? He has 8. Okay, you can wager how many points you want to on this.
8.
You're gonna wager 8? Okay.
All or nothing?
Yeah, like that's just how you roll.
Okay.
It's a weightlifting
well,
question.
Oh,
maybe
no.
4. No.
Okay.
Well, this actually now knowing he is a kinesiology major, this is
I know.
kind of unfair.
I know. Okay. Well, let's see. I
see.
might wager
I might
4.
still get it
I might
wrong.
just do 2.
All right. It
Wager
is
it all.
Can I wager after I hear the question? Is that how that
Yeah,
works?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, hold on on the 8.
Okay.
Put your number down on how much you wagered
Okay.
too.
It's a true or false question. A snatch is a popular weightlifting exercise where you pull the weight up into your groin.
Can you demo where your groin is?
Yeah, I need a demo.
I don't know.
Is this a true or
snatch.
false?
A true or false?
A snatch is a
snatch.
popular weightlifting exercise where you pull the weight up into your groin.
Tony, you're killing me over there looking at me like I'm wagering it all. I'm either going 0
He's going
Yeah.
all or nothing.
or I'm going to have 8 points. I'm not
I
gonna
am
catch
also
up.
doing the same thing.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, it is false.
Oh, I still
It's
lost.
like a shoulder press. You put it over your head and squat.
I don't know why you said groin. I don't think there's any weightlifting technique where
The
you
word
bring
snatch.
a weight to your groin.
I mean, kind of.
well,
goes
hey, it's a
throwing you
family
off here. I don't know.
family show. Man, we got to take you off the mic.
All right,
Look at
take this
you.
mic away from me.
That was
Jesus.
really fun, man.
That
Thanks
was,
for doing
hey,
that.
you know what you get for winning?
What?
All right, brother.
Ooh,
Oh,
sign
brand
me up.
new.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
There you
Yes,
go. Look
let's
at that.
I got my
Oh.
headset on.
Over
But
the
yeah, this is a
headset.
cool hat. Thank you very much.
Yeah, my pleasure, dude. That was fun.
That was really fun.
Hey, you know Escondido. That's all that matters. You got them all right. Except for
Yeah.
the millionaire. You can throw
The
it.
millionaire one. I thought he was going to throw MySpace in there. Creator of MySpace is from Escondido.
I almost did, co-founder.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. All right, man. I got to ask. Fantasy.
Let's do it.
Okay, fantasy football. So this is the problem with the younger generation. How old are you?
I am 32.
You're 32? You look young too, man. Damn, I
Thanks.
thought you were 26 or like 27. Maybe.
No, I'm 33 this year. So
33.
Yeah.
So why no team? Did you not grow up with a team?
I grew up with the Chargers, and they were my team. But then they left, and it's like, you're not going to do that. Like, it was the way they left. If they had left, like, maybe like the Rams left, and then it was different. I don't know. Maybe it
Yeah.
was the same back then. But to me, it just felt very like we offered solutions to the stadium. They didn't take them. It didn't work out. We could have figured something out, and they
Yeah.
still chose to just leave.
I get it.
So it's not necessarily the players, dude. I like the players, and that's tough. But you got to draw the line.
Yeah.
Right? Otherwise, it's like, well, I only like this player because they were with us in San Diego, and you stay with them because of that. And then the new generation comes in, and you end up liking them still. So it's like, no, I draw the line. I'm not a Chargers fan anymore. Only fantasy.
So do you think fantasy has ruined the game?
There is a. Now that I'm older, yes. I didn't used to think that, but a little bit, yeah. There's too much other thoughts going on, and people put way too much emphasis on that as opposed to just enjoying the game. I think a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I do. I'm guilty. I do 2 fantasy leagues. I hate it,
Yep.
but I love it
Yep.
because you do watch the other games. So I think it hasn't ruined the game because you do watch more games. You get the fan base that
Yeah.
watches no matter what's on. You're going to watch,
Right.
like you said, the Chargers have left, so you don't watch the Chargers.
I watch every game now, though.
But you watch every game. So I guess that has worked out. But, you know, you see a little kid, and then one week they're wearing a Brady jersey, the Patriots, and then they're wearing a Brady jersey of Tampa Bay, and you're like, dude, don't you have any, like...
I do have loyalty to Tom Brady. Yeah.
No, I know, but I know. I just feel that
Yeah.
different because I grew up...
Who was your team?
But the Denver Broncos.
Oh, very cool.
And, you
Broncos
know-
are an awesome, but see, like that's the kind of team that you can be for.
Yeah.
Like they're around, they're always competitive.
Well, I'm from Arizona, so everybody asked me, like, why aren't you a Cardinals fan? But, like, back in...
were new.
They weren't around.
Yeah.
Like, 83, 84, maybe they came about, and I was born in 80, and then my dad already liked the Broncos. It was
Right.
a Mountain West team for us, and so that's why, I mean, I had a little onesie with the Broncos. And
That's cool.
yeah, you know, so you just...
Part of me wants to have a team so I could do that with Leon, my son. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, dude. You gotta,
my wife's family likes the Broncos because New Mexico, there's no team.
Yeah.
So it's either Arizona, Texas, or Broncos. That's like who you're surrounded by. So
Yeah.
you go to like the Target or whatever, they have every jersey there.
Oh, really?
Those 3 teams. And then Pittsburgh. Like that's the other random team they have there.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
it's Dallas,
I was
Broncos,
gonna say Dallas.
Cardinals, Pittsburgh. That's like the 4 jerseys they sell at every store.
Really?
Yeah.
I was gonna say I've only met in California. I've met Cowboys fans and Oakland fans.
Really?
You don't meet too many Chargers. Well,
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah, not here. Everyone here is very resentful. Like it was not cool.
It was not cool. I feel bad for everybody that got a tattoo of the, of the Chargers.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
You don't have one, do you?
No, I don't have any tattoos. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Well, we got to get in a fantasy league together.
Let's do it.
We'll do it.
I don't know that we need a third one, but yeah,
you definitely don't need a third one.
Yeah.
When you start getting too many players
No,
in the same league, it's
This
tough.
year's my 10th year with my league. We're going to Vegas to do our 10-year anniversary draft. I'm
That's
super
amazing.
stoked on it. Yeah.
Well, you got to film
Good
it.
time.
We want to see it.
I'll put it on Instagram. You'll
There you
check it
go.
out. Yeah.
All right, so we're almost done here, but tell us where you're headed. What's your future? Where do you see?
Wow, what a question.
Yeah,
dude,
man.
That is loaded.
I mean, it's loaded, but you know, it's not. Make up some.
No, we're good. My vision, right? So
What's your vision?
I worked with my parents for a few years, then I left and joined another team, and I worked with them for a few years, learned a lot of cool stuff. And recently, this last year in November, I left that team to go back onto my own and start my own team. And so that's where I'm at right now. I see the future is me progressing my business, growing my brand, and then attracting new agents who also are technology forward, social media forward, and client relationship forward.
Yeah.
And that's who I want to work with, and that's the service I want to provide. So I see myself growing that brand and that recognition and delivering to clients that type of service.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody that wouldn't want to work with you, by the way.
That's really nice.
Like
of
the
you.
nicest
Thank
guy
you.
ever. Right? Nate said you were the nicest guy, but you are.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm very humbled. I
Well,
appreciate
no, that's great. So you want to build your team.
Yeah, absolutely. And that I don't want to necessarily have 100 agents on my team. I want to have whoever can also resonate with what my ideals and service
Right.
metrics are. Clients always come first, and my motto for my business has always been it's all about you, meaning the customer. So I want them to feel like they're in charge, and whatever that means to them. Some people just want all the data. Hey, if that's what I need to do, I'll get you all the data. Some people want like the glamorous part of it. Like, let's take videos. Let's say, I'll do that. Like, let's do whatever we need to do to make this experience that you're having the best one possible. So that's my vision for my team, and I want to attract people that are into that.
And I think that's lost with a lot of, technology that, we talked about technology, but like the Zillows and and all those ones, they're trying to do their own thing. But customer service, man, it comes down to
that's
just
the only
being
thing that
there.
separates us, man.
It separates us. The human touch, you
Right.
know your neighborhood, you know what people want. That's awesome. And I think you're going to be very successful at it. And I wish you all the luck. It was a pleasure having you on the show. I want you to look at this camera.
Yeah.
And I want you to tell people where they can find you.
Okay, let's
all right?
do it.
Go ahead and tell people where
Check it
you're
out at Gio Ruiz Realtor on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Connect with me there. Instagram is my primary social media account, though.
Awesome. That was a pleasure. You can find us. Tony, tell us where they can find us.
They can find us on YouTube, any audio platform, as well Instagram and TikTok. So please go ahead, click that subscribe button, download all the audios. You guys know what to do.
And
Back to you, Levi.
Tony, final thoughts?
This was an amazing and fun episode. That's all I have to say.
That's awesome.
I would second that motion.
Would you?
Yeah.
Dude,
that was a great
I had
time.
so much fun. It was
Thanks
cool.
for having me, Levi.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you. Join, like Tony said, subscribe. Come and see us at What's Next Podcast.